Good morning. What up, what up, what up? Michael Rayford. This is Word for Word. I want to welcome you to a very special show. Thank you for joining us. And I want you to know that Word for Word is the place where we interview professionals, entrepreneurs, business people, and really good people who have good stories to tell. And so today we have a very special show. And I want to introduce you to some ladies who are a part of this How Many Works. You see, I have my How Many Works shirt on. Where am I? There it is right there. Other side. I have my How Many Works shirt on. And so I'm going to introduce you to some women who are also a part of How Many Works. So I'm going to bring up Marianne. Good morning, Marianne. How are you?
Good morning. How are you guys?
Good morning, Joanne. How are you
Good
doing?
morning.
We have Cheryl, and I love her last name. Her last name is Mercedes.
Good morning.
Good morning, you guys. And then I'm also going to bring on, and it looks like we may have lost who? Fabiola? Because I don't see her right now, but I'm sure she's going to join us in a moment. And so, ladies, I want to welcome you to the show, and I want to talk about How Many Works for Women. Stop being a sucker. Well, actually, let me back up. How Many Works for Women? Take control or lose it. I'm just so used to saying how many works, but I have to remember to also say how many works for women, take control or lose it. And so you guys are a part of this fantastic campaign. So why don't you introduce yourselves for me real quick, and then tell us why you joined this campaign as well.
Go first.
Who wants to go first?
Okay, I'll go first. Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me here, Michael. This is awesome. Well, a lot of reasons. So we have been part of the How Many Works company for at least I have been for about almost going on 6 years. And we early on knew that there was a need to get this information out to women. And when this book came out in June of 2022, it literally was the launch of a new movement, a new era. And I quickly hopped on board with this movement just because everything in this book resonates with all the women that I know. And it resonated with me. It talks about money mindset. It talks about each individual character who I can relate with. And so that's why I have joined the movement, because it is so important. And we know that the education is not being taught. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Go ahead, Joanne.
Okay.
Welcome to the show, Joanne.
Thank you, Michael.
You're welcome.
I started almost over 8 years ago, and when I started, I knew nothing about finances at all, and it was so much out of my box. And what I did was started this and invited 15 of my friends to come and learn, like I was just starting, just learn with me. And of course, I got them there with mimosas and breakfast because that's my friends. But it was really interesting. After we did that, I realized how much they didn't know as well as I didn't know. I was thinking it was just me that didn't know. And I realized that so many people don't know this, and especially women. And when this book came out, How Many Works for Women, is just amazing because I relate to so many of the characters and the stories, and they really are. They're all there to help us on this financial journey that us women have. So yeah, this has been awesome.
Thank you. Miss Mercedes. Good morning.
Thank you, Michael. Hello. Good morning. Yes, my name is Cheryl Mercedes. I have been with the team now. I'm in my 3rd year. Why have I joined? Well, Marianne, who you first met, introduced me to the business. She took the time to take a look at what I've had in place, which is what I thought was, working. But, she's continued to kind of nurture that relationship and look over my finances. And I love that. She was teaching me things, and I wanted to be able to do that too. So I'm passing that along to my family and friends so that they can, have a better idea and a better understanding of where their finances are at.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
What I want to do, I want to really set the stage for what we're going to talk about. So I'm going to share and when I watched this video, especially for the very first time, when we came back from Dallas a few months ago, but I want to share this video and just to really set the tone for our conversation. So I'm going to go ahead and share this video.
Every woman has a unique story, a distinct voice, but there's one thing we all share: the need to understand money.
Despite advancements, many of us are still left in the dark when it comes to our finances. It's time to shed light on this crucial knowledge. According to projections, by the year 2030, women are set to control a staggering $30 trillion in financial assets, representing approximately 2/3 of our country's entire wealth. Further, it's estimated that while 80% of men die married, 80% of women die single. We've made great economic and academic progress, but women earn just 82 cents for every dollar earned by a man. These statistics highlight the evolving dynamics of wealth and relationships, underscoring the importance for women to take control of our finances today.
These books, showcased on TV and the internet, are more than just pages. They can become a pathway to financial literacy, delivering valuable insights, practical tips, and actionable strategies to help you seize control of your financial future and reach your goals.
Learn from women who have transformed their financial destinies with this knowledge. Their stories are real, powerful, and inspiring.
But this is just the beginning. We're inviting you to join a movement, a financial education movement for women, by women.
Financial education is not just about numbers. It's about freedom, confidence, and creating the lifestyle and legacy you want. Join our women's financial education movement. Embrace the power of financial knowledge. Whether you're established, just starting out, or starting over, now is the time to be part of the revolution. Read the How Money Works for Women book, enroll in a How Money Works books course, or attend a workshop, or simply start an open and honest conversation about finances with your friends. Together, we can redefine the future of wealth, a future where women are not just watching from the sidelines, but leading the way. Your journey starts now. Be bold, be the change, take control.
I get goosebumps, I'm trying to tell you.
We were just saying every time. It is so good.
How do you guys feel when you watch that?
It's exciting.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
It's
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah.
There's a need.
Yeah. And hopefully it'll, other women will see, watching this where they fit into to learn more about finances.
Yeah. How can we be part of the movement? We've been really focusing on that is we need more people that look like us in the industry, and people, it's just so exciting.
It's important.
Yeah.
It's just really important. And the more you read this book, and I've read it many times because I learn more each time I read it. And you realize how many people you just, not even for yourself, you start thinking of all the people that could use this information.
Yeah, when the book came out, I gave my wife a copy, and it sat on her desk for a while. Then it moved closer to the floor in a stack of books, right? And so they went out of town this morning, and I grabbed her book because I was going to use it to show. She took her book on the trip with her.
Oh, yay!
I mean, so like you say, at some point it's going to resonate. You hope with your friends and family.
Yes.
And sometimes it's a process, and you just don't know when it's going to hit certain people. But Cheryl, how do you feel when you see that video?
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, it's like shows that I'm in the right place. That I'm going to be able to help change lives, and in a different way, a way that I probably never thought I would ever be involved in. But it's so empowering to know that we have the support, we've got the tools and resources to be able to share with the people that we're, sharing this information with.
Absolutely. And one of the great things the first book has characters in it, but it's a mix of men and women of different ages. But this book has nothing but women characters in it. And so I want to talk about a few of the characters. And really, my wife, she works a part-time job for a nonprofit, but she also has a private practice as well. And I know, you guys do some other things as well. This is not your main source of, you want to call it income or your career, but you guys are also doing some other things as well. And so I want to talk about some of the characters because there are a bunch of women that are in different places in their life. And so I'll start with Mary Ann because she introduced herself first, but you wanted to talk about Fatima. And, as you can see, she's a 73-year-old stay-at-home mom. However, there's something very special about Fatima that you can really understand and appreciate as well. So why don't you talk to us about Fatima and, how we can help someone that is in her situation?
Thanks, Michael. So yes, I really, really resonate with Fatima. Although I may not be 73.
If you are, you look really, really good.
Looks good.
I should have said I am 73. No, Fatima each character has something about them, and Fatima is actually a widow. And I resonate with her because last year in February, I lost my husband at the age of 39. It was unexpected. He died from a heart attack, a massive heart attack, which gave us no time to know that this was going to happen. And so it's so important to know, as this year has gone by, how to deal with my finances. And luckily, I was set up by my financial advisor to have the most success when a financial storm happened, things that we didn't expect. And so Fatima here talks about all the steps. I love this book because it gives tangible step-by-step processes for each character, for each scenario, which I know we're going to get into. But this one here goes into, if something happens and you lose that loved one, a lot of times, especially women, they defer everything to their husband. Okay. Things are changing. We are talking to more and more women, and we are finding out that they are the CEO, the CNO, the COO of their houses. But a lot of the older generation, they just deferred all of their financial questions and financial needs to their husband. And so it's really important to know, what do I do when that happens? We have to take control or you're going to lose it. And so I love that these tangible steps gave me a clear basis of, okay, I need to do this next. I need to do this next. And when you're in an emotional state, you need some kind of concrete, very reliable resources to tell you what to do next. And this is what that book has done for me.
That is awesome. Awesome. And we do appreciate you as well. Joanne, you wanted to share with us the character May. And
Yes.
May is a history professor. Share with us your thoughts about May.
And it doesn't even make any difference if she's a history professor of what you are doing in your life as a job. The main thing in this is that a lot of us, and I'm hearing more and more statistics, and in fact, there's a lot in the book, are taking care of their parent and their child, maybe their adult child, and that's in most cases. I think I heard on the radio almost 50% of all families that thought that they were through with having to take care of their kids after they got them through college they're living with them still.
Absolutely.
And it's, if the parent doesn't want that, or probably I'm sure the adult child doesn't, but that's what happens. And a lot of times we're taking care of our parent as well. Mm-hmm. So, when I was reading this whole thing, I think the most important thing that we learned when we go on an airplane, they tell you to put your mask on first before you take care of your children or whatever. It's with everything in life, and especially finances. And if we have the mindset, which is the wrong mindset, financial mindset is, oh, I'm the mom, I'll just cut down on everything and take care of my parent and my child. And that's the wrong mindset. We need to take care of ourselves first, our finances, and then we can take care of them better. And it's so important because if you are taking care of them, you gotta, one of the things is you've got to realize if something should happen to you, how are they going to be taken care of? Your father and your son or child. In this case, it's I think a son in the book. But you have to make sure you can take care of that. And so you want to talk to a professional and set up all the things that you need to do to take care of yourself, so you in turn can take care of them.
Awesome. And that's a phrase we call the sandwich generation.
Correct.
Where you're taking care of somebody older in the family, but you may also have children as well. So that is very important to understand. Miss Mercedes, which character did you want to talk about?
I am going to talk about Zoe. She's a 19-year-old university student. And what's great is that she's already started thinking about money and how that's going to affect her future. So some of the things that I really loved about her story is that, so she pulled a couple stats. So Americans now hold 1.7 trillion in outstanding student loans. If those numbers don't rattle you, I mean, come on, this is this is crazy. I mean, and it's real. Almost 50% of women ages 55 to 64 are still paying back their student loans.
Yes.
I mean, and it's so true. I mean, you don't even know these things until you start talking to people, and they're like, yeah, I'm still got those loans that I'm still, pushing through. And this is why people are still in the workforce even after retirement. Yeah. And what I love about Zoe is that because she started thinking about things ahead of time, she's put together a sort of checklist so that, as you are, stepping into your college career, you can start looking at some of these things up, like estimating college costs, maximizing other funding sources. You've got to see what other loan options are available, research maybe less expensive colleges, maybe pick up a part-time job or a side hustle, and then just really understanding how the payments will work and when those start. If you take out any loans, their periods of when you have to start repayment are all different. So just being ahead of the game and being aware is already a huge step in being able to be more financially stable.
Awesome. Thank you. And so there are 9 characters in the book. So I think any female who reads the book is going to be able to resonate with some of these characters because they may see themselves, they may see their mother,
Yes.
they may see their grandmother, they may see their cousin, they may see their sister. And so what I want to talk about now is you guys started, although this is a movement, but you started your own movement within the bigger movement. And so I want you to tell us about the Millionaire Within Me movement.
Nice.
Cheryl? Anybody? Oh gosh. Okay. The How Many Works for Women team. Our women team decided that we needed to come back after a convention that we went to. We saw some other women leadership that were really getting this education out to other women. And we said, how can we do that? So we all brainstormed and we thought, let's create our own empowerment group here in the local area. So we're based out of Oak Brook and we host live events. And what we do is we focus on bringing women the knowledge about how money works, the mindset, right? Which is so huge. We need to talk about mindset because we are almost everyone is in this scarcity mindset. So we want to change mindset, right? What we can achieve. And the third thing is to really surround ourselves with women who are either already, are rising, are doing great, or people that have that mindset that want to, that similarity in mindset of wanting to be better, get better. And so we started a movement called the Millionaire Within Me. And that was based, actually, and I apologize, I gave the wrong year. We started that in June of 2022. And then the book launch came out in 2023. So it came hand in hand. It couldn't have come at a better time. And we really are connecting with women all over the Chicagoland area. who are just amazing entrepreneurs, mothers, everything. They're coming because they want to be part of the movement too. So it's a very exciting time.
Now, we just came back from Dallas at the beginning of the year for our annual kickoff meeting, and I was blown away just to see the empowerment of women leadership that was at our meeting. So we're talking about, women from California, Rose Macias. I was on her Instagram page just a couple days ago.
Yes.
I was just like, wow, like
she's amazing.
She's amazing. And then there was, and I can't remember her name, but she was already working with women in the divorce community.
Julie Johnson. Oh, she's an amazing.
Talk to us about her and what she's doing. What did you guys take from what she's doing?
So Julie Johnson actually is in Denver, and she's been doing webinars regarding divorcees, and that's men and women, right? Because we all they're all affected, right? Not just women, but men too. And when you divorce, the basis of it is, how do we split up our finances? Mm-hmm. She's been so amazing because she brings in other speakers as well to help her audience, right? Because she's gone through it. She knows exactly what it means. She's connected with other women who are going through it, women and men who are going through it. And so she's just a wealth of information that people are connecting with. And that is so important. Sometimes when we have these financial crises, we don't ever know who to turn to or how to get the information. And so that is really why we decided that we needed to do this, because we know that the information needs to get to each individual.
Awesome. What are your thoughts, Cheryl?
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think how she also made it work is that she found a niche. She found something that like she can relate to and that she wanted to help teach other people and bring those people together. And I mean, if you focus on like one thing or like one kind of group, you can research this, and there's tons of them. I mean, you can go on Facebook and find so many different groups that you can be a part of to be able to share this information to. It's amazing what technology has done nowadays and the reach that we can make, because we can, we don't just have to meet in person. Like, we have Zoom land and all the virtual ways that we can meet each other. And so, our reach is, limitless. That what I love about the Millionaire Within Me and what we've done is like, there's people from like throughout Chicagoland area to Indiana to Wisconsin that have been attending our events. And I mean, that's awesome. This is the middle of the week, late at night, people are probably getting home pretty late, and they've committed themselves to take, time out of their week and their evening to spend time with us. So yeah, it's meaningful.
That is awesome. Mm-hmm. Joanne, did you ever think, I know you said you've been involved in this campaign for over 8 years, and we know there's been some changes, right?
Oh yeah.
But did you ever think that you would be involved in it like you are right now and associated with the women that you're associated with?
Not at all. And I'm a different generation. I'm listening to these. I'm a generation, we don't talk about money. Women don't get together and talk about money. You just don't do that. It's private. You're not supposed to ever. That's how we were brought up, never to talk about it. And now that women are getting together, and my friends too, we're all talking about it. It's just, until you start talking about it, you don't realize, you can't make changes. You can't change. So yeah, I'm excited to be where I'm at now. I never thought I would be here.
That is awesome. And so from the video, I want to continue talking about a couple of different things. So I'm going to pull up a couple of different slides. And so we've seen this one. This is the characters. Now, this was an amazing, because we talk about the book, and you can give the book to someone, but like I was explaining with my wife, you don't know if they're going to read it or when they're going to read it, right? And so sometimes we would get maybe discouraged because we know we have this great information to share with people. But at our meeting in, was it end of January, early February, they made this huge announcement. And so now we have the opportunity to share this information in ebook form. And so now, I don't have to necessarily mail a book to someone in California who I may have met on LinkedIn, perhaps, but I could send them a link and they could download and there's 3 different versions. So how excited were you guys about this new ebook that really asks people, how is your financial story going to unfold?
Yeah, it's awesome because you can with this ebook too. Depending on the person you're sending it to, if they're a reader, there's different isn't there versions? Yeah, that you can do. I think 30-minute, 8 minutes,
8 minute, and then a 2 minute.
a 2 minute. So it's kind of to get their interest, pique their interest.
Right.
You
Absolutely.
know, hopefully you want them to be able to read the whole thing, but this is a way to just pique people. People are busy.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely.
And I just love this. I thought this was.
I didn't even know what TLDR meant. I too long didn't read.
Right.
I was like, what does that
so
even mean?
funny.
And then it said 2 minutes. I'm like, a 2 minute book. And then I was like, oh, wow, that's
So
awesome.
funny.
Because it's the truth. It's the truth.
And so you just have to know how to use the resource.
Correct.
Mhm.
So there were some stats in that video that are really kind of shocking. And I remember one of the speakers shared at the convention that there was really only 3 things that we need to really share with people to get their attention. And one of those was 80% of women will die single, while 80% of men will die married.
Yes.
And you're right, because women do live longer, right? So how do you guys feel about this stat? I mean, when you guys are talking with your other female counterparts, is this part of the conversation that you guys are having?
100%.
Sure.
The biggest thing, it's really funny because in this book, and I'm this is actually off of me. There's a quote in here. It says, "If I don't own my life, who else will?" Right? The whole point is, if we don't take ownership, if we lose a spouse and we don't take ownership of all the things that it comes with being a parent, being a child, like you said, in the sandwich generation, taking care of your parents and taking care of your own finance, you'll lose it. Literally, you will feel like you are losing control. And there are so many women that feel that. And it's crazy because, again, the men are not going to feel it. 80% of the men, they die married, and they don't have to have that worry on them. And so it's so important to do that.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely. My father passed away, 2024, about 5 years ago. And so my mom, she was alone. Luckily, she was making pretty good money and she was getting close to retirement. So she had her 401k, and so she had income. But, the stats don't lie.
Yeah.
Like, luckily, she had been working her whole life with a decent company where they had a 401k, so that when it was time for her to retire, she had a pot of money. Now, it wasn't the biggest pot of money because she still needs to work.
Yes.
However, the stats don't lie, right?
Yes.
And so
And oftentimes women don't talk to their financial professional, and they don't plan for long-term care, right? Because what happens, they don't have their husband to take care of them when they get sick. And this is a big area that needs to be talked about, because when that happens, finances needs to be in the forefront, because they need to make those type of decisions, long-term care, and what they want to happen. If there is no will in place, if there is no estate plan in place, that's the other part that we need to plan for, because the state will have a plan for you.
Yep.
Even though you guys discussed in the bedroom, like, I want this to happen. I remember having these conversations with my husband, but I didn't think it was going to happen. But if you don't put it on paper, it doesn't mean anything, unfortunately.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to add, sorry, did I cut somebody off?
No, go ahead. You're good.
I wanted to add, even though that you're, in the workplace and you've got your 401k going on, I mean, that's great and awesome, but you need to take a look at the big picture. Is it enough? Right? Because a lot of people that I've, spoken to, they're relying on that, but they don't even know what those numbers mean in the end.
Correct.
So really understanding what all the numbers are. And like you said, Michael, numbers don't lie. These numbers don't lie. So yeah, just getting a bigger picture and understanding of where that will take you is really important.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because
Go
you
ahead,
run out of
you
that money. You run out of that money.
Yeah.
If you're taking care of your husband, you have no plan. And that's where long-term care and all that comes in
Mhm.
place, because you really need to set up for yourself too, so that, if you're taking care of your husband and people aren't planning for this, that's where all their money, and then all of a sudden they're living on Social Security.
Yeah.
That's all that's left for them.
Mhm.
And knowing what Social Security pays, I don't know how anyone can live it. I'm telling you,
It's
you
We're
have to.
we're talking about that three-legged stool now, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
All right, let's move on to the next. Now, and I did not know this. I probably knew it, but didn't really pay that much attention to it because it didn't affect me, which I'm sure that's the case with a lot of men. But let's talk about why it is that women earn 82 cents to every dollar that a man makes. Who wants to take that one? And you can all just
I
give
think
your.
there's a lot of reasons for that one, but for not getting paid enough in the workplace, getting equal pay, but a lot of it has to do with us again doing the maid character again, taking care of your children, taking care of your parent. Women are taking off time for that, and that takes away from them getting their raises at their work. It takes away from their Social Security at the end of when they finally get it, because they haven't put as much time into it. Just even for the year, taking off that time to take care of your parent or child, and it affects how much we earn, and it's a lot of money. It ends up being a lot of money, and that's something that we need to address.
Mhm.
I think it was showing, we were looking at a stat the other day and calculating from, the time that a woman goes into the workforce until the time of retirement, we're missing out on like $400,000.
Yes, that's exactly right.
I mean,
Yes.
imagine what you could do with all that money. And even if you did have it, like how you could invest that and have it be more than what it is.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's all because we are the main caregivers. If somebody in our family were to get sick, we're the ones that take time off work, to go take care of them. And so that means we're missing a day of work, or we're losing time, making that income. So yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm sorry. I mean, if I could give you more money, I would.
Oh my
That's so nice of you.
And you know what? It's not even about the money. It's the time. It's because we choose to be with family when we have to. And it really is the time. And that brings us into the time value of money, right? Because it is, how long have we been in the workforce? If we're taking 10 years to raise our children, we're 10 years out of the workforce. So it's not just about the dollar that people are giving us, but also the time too that we give up. So,
And math is something, and I can think about when I was in school in math class. If they were teaching us this kind of math, when you talk about the time value of money, and the fact that when you think about how much time out of the workforce that women may experience, and then what that dollar amount looks like over the long term, I mean, $400,000 is a lot of money to miss out on because you were raising your children.
correct.
Right. So I think if that kind of information was taught, especially in college, when we think about, well, what industry do I want to go into? I think if those numbers were talked about, I think some people would choose different career paths too.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean?
100%.
And so now things are looking a lot brighter when we start talking about this industry and money, because statistics show that by 2030, it's 2024 right now. In 6 years, women will control $30 trillion worth of financial assets. How does that make you guys feel as women in this industry?
We rule the world. Just kidding. Hey, you have to have fun when you're talking about money, right?
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
mean, it says it right here, 2/3 of the entire wealth of the nation. That is amazing. But what does that tell me? That tells me that are we ready to take on that 30 trillion, right? Are we prepared?
Mhm.
It is now more than ever that women need to really be empowered and getting the knowledge and the education about how money works. And the statistics are that they don't, right? And that's unfortunate, because it will be money that they are losing for their families. And so it is just astounding. 30 trillion, that is.
Yeah. And then with women too, I'll bring this up. A lot of women, have had their husbands taking care of a lot of their finances. So they have, male advisors and stuff. We need more women, because a lot of these women want to talk to women and want women advisors. And I think that's a big thing too, because I know, even with my own family, I've seen that where, my sister had to go with her financial advisor, her husband's financial advisor, which would be, nice to be able to have a woman that you could relate to. And so we need more women in this industry. That's all I'm saying.
There's actually a
Just really
statistic.
talking about it.
No, that's really good, because 70% of widows leave their husband's financial professional within 1 year of death. And that really,
that's right.
it's like, then who do they shop for?
Mhm.
Where are they going?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
They need to trust other women. Yeah, that's so true.
Right.
Good point.
You guys are pretty special. I can remember we were at a birthday party for one of my son's friends, right? And so there are a couple sitting around, and like the men, we would start talking about sports or something that men talk about. But I'm sitting here watching these women who have just met, and they start talking about, well, how are your children and how's school going? And it's like, man, they connect, and it's really genuine. Like for men, we have to kind of think of things to say. Where with these women, it was just very natural, because it showed that they cared about each other from a genuine place. And so I get it and I understand it. And so, and I'm sure you guys will say, like Beyonce says, we run the world. I get it. I get it. I really do get it. And so what do you guys see? Because 6 years will go by just like that.
Mm.
Where do you guys see this campaign over the next 6 years?
Good question.
I would love to see our team in Oak Brook grow exponentially. This has been the number one thing on our minds, because we need more women, and we need the women that we have been in contact with, because these are the women that we know and trust. We've built relationships with them, and they know firsthand. They all have experiences. They are all these women in the book that I would love for them to be on my team, to help the families in their lives and the friends in their lives. So that's kind of where, what I would love to see, and to just kind of grow our community, because our community is thriving so well and we're helping so many people, but we need more women.
Yep. There's a need. $30 trillion is a lot for, we're just 3 people.
Yeah.
Right. We're just 3 women right here. But that's a lot of money to manage. I mean, there's a lot of things to be done. There's a lot of people to help.
Yes.
So yeah.
Joanne, what are your thoughts?
And the more you talk to all these women too, even when we've done, we've had older women that weren't even younger people in our group. Now we have a lot. We have people from 15 on. It's pretty awesome.
Yes.
It's been really good. But everybody can relate to somebody else that needs this information. And I think I'm sure this is, like you're saying, for 6 years, this is I can't even imagine. It should expand, because people are always thinking, especially women, how can I help this person? I know somebody that needs this. Women really relate with this.
Yes.
And they really want to bring on this information to more people. So I'm thinking this is going to be awesome.
I think that's the women's
just a
superpower,
start.
right?
It's just a
We
start.
just want to help.
Yeah, it is our superpower.
Well, I do want to thank you guys for being on Word for Word. And just real quickly, share with the people who will see this, what else you do. So we don't want people to think that we're just, these financial professionals and this is our full-time job and this is what we do. Because the way the industry was set up originally, like if I wanted to be in the industry, I'd have to work for somebody full-time.
Yes.
I'd have to commit to that.
Yeah.
And for that reason, early on, I did not move forward with joining the industry, right? Someone approached me 10 years ago and said, hey, I think you really need to see what this is, and get involved. And I was allowed to do that part-time at my own pace. So just tell everybody what you do and where you see yourself over the next couple of years.
Okay, I can start.
Go ahead.
Marianne's looking. I feel like she's looking at me. So yes, the How Money Works business for me is a part-time. As a part-time thing that I'm doing. I love being able to serve the people that, in my community. But as a full-time, and what takes up the majority of my day is I'm a graphic designer. So I run my own graphic design studio. I have, I do everything from print to production and installation. So it's busy. And what I love is that I get to meet a lot of business owners that may need some of this information, so I could, mix and mingle the two and be able to bring both of those pieces together. And I also have a not-for-profit that I have been running since 2013, and I've been implementing the How Money Works knowledge and information as part of it, because we focus on physical wellness, but financial wellness is also really important to, our daily lives, because we deal with finances on a daily basis. So yes, very busy, but it's all the things that I love doing, and I get to serve the people that I care about.
Absolutely. Joanne?
Okay, also, I just think with all of us, no matter.
I'm sorry. Can you share with us what you used to do? Because you did that for a very long time.
Okay. Yeah, I actually worked for Dominick's, which is a food chain. Is that what? Yeah, I did that for. I'll show my age. 39 years, almost 39 years.
You
I
were
worked
not
there,
showing your age.
and that's
You're
been
beautiful.
gone for a while now. And so when I was introduced to this, it was so out of my league to even think about doing finance. I know nothing about it, but I think especially when we're talking with women again, but I even say with men too, we should all find solutions for everything, for helping our friends. And to me, this was just another way of helping find solutions. Even now I do 5 different jobs. I do notaries. I do a lot of different things, but I feel like this is my way of connecting with other people. And if I can help find a solution. So whether you're in real estate or you're accountant or anything that you're doing, how better can you help your clients? How many more resources, can you give them and find solutions? And that's what we should be doing for all of us and for each other anyway. It's just trying to help find solutions.
Absolutely.
And in this group of people, as we said, we got people all over the whole country that are, that we can get, that are more attuned to different things, like we were talking about the divorce. And so we have a lot of people to talk to. And
you also play a lot of hats currently, though. You're an administrative assistant. You are, you do demonstrations. She's a mom and a grandma. This lady is the busiest, one of the busiest. I mean, I think that's every woman, right? We don't know what, everything is busy. Everything, we have like so many hats, but yes. I love it because she always makes time for me. I'm like
all the time. I love it. I love these people.
You're these girls. So I am actually, I will segue. I am a nurse by trade. And so I was doing that up until my husband passed. But this opportunity in our business has given me the chance to actually do this full time. And so a few months ago, I actually made the decision to be able to do this business full time because it gives me the flexibility to be with my daughter. I get to pick her up, drop her off. I get to be at every dance practice. And I just don't want to give up being a mom to a 9-to-5 job. I cannot and will not do that. Thank you. And because we sat with a financial advisor 14 years ago before we got married, our finances, again, we were just prepared for a financial storm. So I have the ability to stay at home. And so I do that, and I do other things like, you know, we are networking like crazy. We are doing all the things. We run this the Millionaire Within Me. There are just so many things that we do, and I get to do it with, like I said, the women in our group are amazing,
Right.
and we all support each other. We meet each other where we're at. It's been such a pleasure to do this with all these women.
And I think mainly that thing you hit on is owning our time. I think
Yes.
I didn't own my time in my career before this, and now everything I do, I own my time. I can do it on my time, and that's important.
That is awesome. So, ladies, I want to thank you for being on Word for Word. I want to thank you for participating in this LinkedIn Live meeting, if you will. I think it's really important for those who get to see this, asking themselves, how will their financial story, how will it unfold? And if they're asking themselves that question, to know that we are a resource for them and to lean on us, but just know that there are people who are on our team, if you will, all over the country. So no matter where you are, there's someone within our community who can help serve you.
Mhm.
And we'd love for you to join us to help serve more people. So I want to thank you guys. Have a great day. So Marianne, Cheryl Mercedes. I'm always going to say both of your names, Cheryl, because I love saying Cheryl Mercedes.
Doesn't it just roll off your tongue? Michael, on behalf of the women in our group, we just want to say thank you to you and all the men who support us. It is so important. We would not be, it's just an amazing thing to be pushed, to have a man behind us, supporting us, and you do that for us all the time. So thank you for validating what we do and making us feel appreciated. So thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, Michael.
I think we'll end on that note. That was a mic drop.
Mhm.
Thank you guys for joining Word for Word, and we'll see you next time.
Okay.
See ya.
Bye.